Hello and welcome to the JR's Gaming Podcast, where we talk about the rise of Nintendo and what this great gaming franchise has in store for us in the future of gaming, and of course the country from which it was born, Japan. I'm your host, Juditarian. Today I'm joined by not Rowan and Fern, not Eli, not any of the rest of the team. It's just me again today. Guys, we seem to be having a lot of these solo episodes lately, like with just one of us, and I do apologise for that. It's it's not really that common when we just do an episode by one of ourselves, so it's just me today, guys, hosting the podcast alone. You have to put up with me for today's episode, but the reason for that, the reason is because Rowan, bless him, he's unfortunately not very well. We were going to record the podcast yesterday on the Saturday that we usually record, hence this is actually going out on Sunday. I apologise for that as well. But Rowan sent me a WhatsApp messages, and he was like, "Oh, I'm dying." He was like, "My throat is hurting. I feel like I've caught something." I was like, "Oh no, okay. Well, I've got to do it myself. I've got to record the podcast myself." But I think my throat's a bit bad, to be fair. It's a bit scratchy, but yeah, unfortunately Rowan can't be here today, and I did actually hit up Eli and asked him if he could record, but he's just not replied. And I think I know why. Today is Easter. Way, if you're in the UK, if you're in America, I'm not sure if America celebrates actually, but if you're in somewhere that celebrates Easter, happy Easter. If you're a Christian, happy Easter. If you're celebrating Easter for just the chocolate, happy Easter. And for me, it is just the chocolate. Because look at this. For those of you watching on videos, on the video on the YouTube, I'm going to show you something glorious right now. Here it is. For those of you on audio, let me describe what I'm holding up to the camera. I'm holding up a Malteser Easter egg, a giant Malteser Easter egg. Oh man, I love Maltesers, and let alone giant Malteser eggs. These are absolutely banging. I love them. I've got a giant Malteser egg, Easter egg. Literally 5 minutes ago, Mum just walked into my room, just about to record, and she was like, happy Easter, here's an Easter egg, and just gave me a giant Malteser Easter egg. Thank you very much, Mum. Love that. I was literally about to press record as well, so it would have been quite funny if I was recording and then Mum just walked straight in and was like, Easter! Happy Easter, here's your Easter egg. And then you would have all got to see the live reaction of me being like, oh, Easter, yay. But yeah, guys, chocolate. Easter is celebrated in the UK, I think, with lots of chocolate, so make sure you don't get sick this Easter weekend as you eat all your chocolate. Let me know if the Easter Bunny came along. Does he exist? Did he really come along? But anyway, Easter aside and chocolate aside, this week for me, how's this week been for me? Literally not much. My life is literally nothing right now. I've literally not got anything interesting going on. Although I did actually record and edit and put out a new video on my YouTube channel, Judissimo. Go and check it out, guys. Go and subscribe to Judissimo on YouTube. I recorded a new video, and I think I covered this briefly a few episodes ago. I've done a TEMU review video. So I basically went onto it's getting more popular now. It's basically an alternative online shopping website to Wish. You know, you've got Wish, now we've got TEMU. TEMU is very popular in the UK, and it's famous for its really cheap products that you can get, like something that looks really cool for like £2. But yeah, I went on TEMU, and basically I reviewed Nintendo products. Because of course I'm a Nintendo YouTuber, I run a Nintendo podcast. I had to do the Nintendo related content. So yeah, I did this TEMU video, put it out on YouTube, and yeah, go and check it out. Please do. I had a lot of fun recording it, and it took about 2 days to 3 days to edit, because it was 29 minutes, pretty long, pretty good chunk of content. I do think I need to upload more regularly to my YouTube channel, because right now, like, I've only uploaded about 10 videos to my YouTube channel, and I mainly stream on my YouTube channel. I'm more of a streamer than a YouTuber, I would say. I stream, but the problem is I don't stream. I'm not streaming at the moment because of my internet issue, so there's nothing to do. So I need to start pumping out more videos, I think. The only issue is, because of my bad internet, it takes literally a million fucking years to upload. And I say no joke in that. No joke, the video I actually made recently on my channel, I I rendered it to 4K, which was a very bad idea. I rendered it because I could, you know, because I could render it to 4K. I was like, why not? Little did I know it would take 3 days to upload to YouTube. I literally took 3 whole entire fucking days to upload to YouTube. Like, are you serious right now? I mean, that's how bad my internet is, guys. The upload speed is 0.55 megabytes per second, which is abhorrently awful. And I literally took 3 days. The anticipation pretty much killed me. And then one day, on the 3.5 day, the final hour of it rendering, then it actually rendered to 4K, and that took about 3 hours, but then I could finally hit that upload button. But yeah, nevertheless to say, I'm not going to be uploading to 4K anytime soon, ever again, with this internet. But yeah, new video out. It was a blast. It was fun. Go and check it out. Please do. Please make my 3 days of pain worth the wait. Give me those views. But anyway, before we head on to Nintendo news of the week, as usual, I have an apology. I have an apology to make to all of you. A big apology. Basically, as you probably have recognised, in the past few episodes, my audio quality has been absolutely shit. That's the best way I can say it. Reason for that, I've got a new PC, and basically that's all new OBS settings, so I've had to like play around with my mic, and I do know the past few episodes has been awful on my side. Like my audio's been so bad. Like it's been echoey, it's been too loud, it's been too, you know, it's just been so bad basically, and I think it really has affected the podcast. But thankfully, I finally fixed it, and I think I can safe to say I'm not going to tamper with my mic anymore. As you can tell right now, my mic is finally fixed. I've actually finally found the right settings and the right optimization to use for the best quality I can do with this mic. And yeah, hopefully you're satisfied with this current mic quality. I think I'm finally back to normal on the mic side of things. But yeah, that's my apology, guys. I'm really sorry about my mic quality. I finally think this is now a good quality, you know, sort of thing to keep at. I don't know what's going on. My nose is so blocked today. I think I've got hay fever. I think hay fever season's rolling around the corner. So I do feel I've got quite a stuffy nose. Maybe I'm going to get a cold in the next few days. I don't want that to happen. But I don't know if you can tell in my voice, my nose is very hard to breathe out of right now. But yeah, April's rolling around the corner, guys. April, probably, yeah, the UK's getting warmer now. The sunny days are here. But I mean, recently a storm actually hit the UK, a storm called Storm Nelson. And it pretty much battered the entire UK for a day. And what was quite funny was on the exact day of the Storm Nelson, our podcast member Eli went to a party, and he was like, it was a fancy dress party, and he was like messaging me being like, oh, I've dressed up in a suit, I'm now suited and booted for this party. I was like, yeah. And then he went outside, I think, to wait for his girlfriend to go to this party. And basically, he was texting me being like, oh, the storm is completely battering my head off. Boom! And I was like, he's literally in his suit and tie, and the storm is battering him to pieces. So that was very funny. I should not be laughing at Eli's expense. He wouldn't be happy with that. But thankfully, he did not blow away. But the storm was definitely battering him, and it battered the entire UK for a day. But now the weather seems to be picking up. You know, it's a bit more sunny, a bit more nicer. Hopefully, it does. My birthday is coming up as well. April 22nd. I am 19 years old. God forbid. Where is time going? I started this podcast when I was 16 years old. It's been almost 2 years. It's been over 2 years now since I've done this podcast. I'm now 18. I'm now 19, literally in 2 weeks. God save me. Where's Tom going? But anyway, enough of my rambling about life. Let's get straight into Nintendo news, because there's not much to say, but there's no co-host. So you've just got the Judah radio right now. It literally feels like I'm running a radio station, because it's just me. But anyway, let me take a swig of my milk and we'll get on with the news. Lovely. Okay, right, Nintendo news of the week. What have we got this week? News story number 1 says, Pokémon TV has officially ended on Nintendo Switch. In case you missed it, back in January, the Pokémon Company confirmed it would be discontinuing the Pokémon TV service on 28th of March 28th of March 2024. Sad times. As we've now passed this date, the app and browser will no longer function across multiple devices, including the Nintendo Switch, iOS, Android, and smart TVs. When you boot up the app on the Switch, you should receive the following error code. 21244609. This online service has ended. Thank you for your interest. Cerebi.net mentions how many people have still apparently been able to access the app, but this likely won't be possible for much longer. This app and browser, which was made available on the Switch eShop in 2021, allowed fans to watch past episodes of the Pokémon anime for free. If you want to keep watching the Pokémon anime, you can still watch it on platforms like YouTube, Netflix, Prime Video, and various other services. Check out the official website for more details. So a bit of a sad thing, I guess, for children or people that like to watch the Pokémon anime on the official Pokemon anime app called Pokemon TV. So it actually launched in 2021, so it's only just turned 2 years old, and it's just been shut down by Nintendo. I thought this was quite interesting to choose for this week because, like, I don't know why. I see this as a bad omen, in my opinion. For Nintendo Switch, by the way, this is a bit of a bad omen. I'm not a superstitious guy, and I speak in what's the word? I speak in picture language, basically. I feel this is a bad omen because Nintendo 3DS, when Nintendo 3DS discontinued, I think 3 years before it actually discontinued entirely, they started shutting down the watch services for Nintendo 3DS, which was quite interesting because, like, there was this anime app you could get on the Nintendo 3DS where you could watch literal anime series, and they updated that regularly, and it had YouTube and stuff, but that all shut down. Eventually Nintendo were just like, out of the blue, nope, they're taking all the anime services down, and then all of a sudden 3 years later, the Nintendo 3DS pretty much discontinued online and on eShop. So what's quite interesting about this is that the Pokemon TV app has stopped. Now, this could, I think for most people, they wouldn't really care. Like, I'm not particularly sad about this because I don't use the Pokemon TV app, but I'm getting a bit concerned, like, why this sudden takedown was issued, you know, because I saw this happen on the 3DS. I saw online watching services on the 3DS get taken down literally not long before the 3DS was initially officially announced that it would be shutting down and discontinued officially with games, eShop, blah 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 blah. So this is quite an interesting takedown. I don't know why they've done this, because the Pokemon TV app was, you could exclusively access Pokemon anime straight away with ease from this app. You didn't have to go to YouTube, you didn't have to type it in on Netflix and do the extra mile and effort. You could just go straight to the exclusive Pokemon TV app. And I do know the Pokemon TV app was pretty popular with children, I think, or just people that wanted to watch it, in the younger generation. But I don't know, this is a bit sad, I guess. I don't know why this has happened. That's the thing. This is why it's a bit mysterious. Why has Nintendo suddenly taken down this site? The only reason I kind of want to talk about this is because not only is it pretty large, like it's a big thing for some people, but it kind of makes me suspicious because, again, the 3DS did take down watching services not long before it shut down, because it's like shutting down the online services. It's getting ready to do the next console, it seems. But this is very strange, but it's not just the Nintendo Switch is shut down on, it's also shut down on all the devices. So in short, Pokemon TV will no longer exist anymore. Basically, Pokemon TV doesn't exist anymore. So, I don't know why that's the case. But yeah, guys, it's sad times. I don't know what else to say on this news story, to be fair. I thought I'd read it out, say my thoughts. I'm a bit concerned. I don't know why it happened, but that's what's happened. Let's move on to story number 2. By the way, do let us know in the email, jarlsgaming135@gmail.com, if it's also in the link in the description of these episodes, our email. Do let us know if you're sad about this takedown. But let's look at story number 2. Story number 2. Japanese police officer reprimanded for playing Switch games while on duty. Naughty, naughty. This is quite a funny news story. It's an understatement to say that the Nintendo Switch is popular. Millions and millions of people around the world have been enjoying Nintendo's hybrid console. The console user base is so large that every once in a while, the actions of some people may reach a point where it catches the attention of the media. This is no exception in Japan. It is being reported that a Tenri police station officer has been caught playing Nintendo Switch games while on duty. According to the report, the officer would go to the station's break room during his shift, then hook up his Switch to the TV and play games there. The officer, who is in his 40s, did this 10 times for a total of 17 hours. This has been done as early as November of 2023 to February of 2024. He was caught when his Switch was still plugged in the TV during an unannounced inspection of his duties. The officer did confess what he had done and acknowledged the regret for his actions, saying that I played games when there was few incidents. He was issued a caution by the Nara Prefectural Police Department director, and they will be deducting the amount of time he spent playing games from his salary. Oh man, that has made my day. It definitely didn't make his day, but that has made my day. A Japanese police officer has been told off, naughty boy, for playing the Nintendo Switch during his hours. Oh man, this is a bit of a heartwarming and funny, comical story, I guess. The Nintendo Switch is so addictive that even police officers think it's better than catching criminals. I have to catch this Pikachu instead of catching the criminal that just stabbed their mum. It's literally like that. I don't know what to say about this. This is comical. I just love how this has actually been a thing. Like, an officer has actually really been a fan of the Switch. He's in his 40s as well. Like, once a gamer, always a gamer. He's a man in his 40s. He's old enough to have a wife and kids, and he's just been that Pokémon game is just way too good. He had to play it during hours. I love that. To be fair, it's a bit comical. I think the good thing about this is I don't think he lost his job. I doubt he lost his job. But they just said that they were gonna deduct his They were gonna deduct his pay for the amount of hours he played. I mean, what's that? 17 hours. So what's he deducted? $17 or something? I don't know. Yen. Or is that actually never mind. 17 hours. So that's like every hour. He's not going to get his... That's not good. He's been... I love how they were kind of lenient with the punishment. He didn't get fired, I don't think. So he's still a police officer, I think, right now. But the Switch was just too good that this happened. I feel this is a very good marketing point for Nintendo. Like, their games are so good that even the police of Japan, they just have to be playing the Nintendo. I mean, this doesn't really surprise me as well, because Japan is like possibly one of the safest countries in the world. Like, they've got a completely different culture here. Like, here in the UK, the police officers are like, they've got their hands full, I'll tell you that much. Like, crime here is literally bad. Like, every day, hundreds if not thousands of crimes are committed. The UK is very much a dangerous country in terms of crime. And our officers have got their hands packed. Like, if an officer here was... Like, I don't think our officers in the UK would have time to play a Nintendo Switch, even during their break hours, because they're always getting called out to someone, a stabbing, a crime, a burglary, a drunkard. There's so many. The UK is just really not that sort of country. But Japan, like, they rarely see a crime. They rarely see a crime. And when there is a crime that's committed in Japan, it's usually really big, unusual and strange, and out of this world, and very blue, very weird. Because Japan just doesn't really have much crime. It's just a very safe country. The culture is very polite, very respectful. They're very traditional, and I guess the values and the sort of values they teach their kids there, and the mentality of Japanese people is just to respect everyone. And it's really nice. Like, if I had the option of choosing the UK or Japan to live in, I would choose Japan, just because I want a safe country to live in, you know. Like, the UK is genuinely quite dangerous. Like, you have to look around your shoulder at certain times, you know, depending on where you are in the UK. In Japan, you're pretty much very safe. Not saying Japan is without its crimes, but it's genuinely a very safe country to go to. Yeah, so I do understand probably why this officer was playing his Switch. You know, because he even said in this article he didn't have much crimes to go to. Like, Japan is one of those countries where I don't think you would get much incidents. Like, apart from someone, I don't know, getting a drunkard or something, I don't know. Like, not like really serious crimes that you need to be going out to every 24/7. But I feel like, you know, because there's not much incidents in Japan, you know, he would have the time to relax. A lot of police officers do have a lot of relaxed time, you know. They even said that in the article, but of course I think maybe there were incidents. But the very fact that the Nintendo Switch was more important than the incidents that he was called out to. So it's like Sergeant, what's the Japanese name? Sergeant Takahiro, we have something for you to go to. Yeah, a guy has fallen over and broken his face. You need to go and see who it is. And he's like, Sergeant, I'll be there right now. Then he just ignores the call, and he's just like, right, I've got to catch this Pokemon. This is such a heartwarming and funny, comical news story. Nintendo is so good that even the police have to be playing it. But yeah, I don't know what else to say really. It's kind of funny. Yeah, and I hope this police officer learns from his mistake. And I hope he doesn't stop playing Nintendo. I bet he probably still does. You know, when he gets home, he immediately boots up that Switch to the TV. And I wonder what games he's played. I really want to know what games he was playing. Like, I really want to know what game was so good that he had to be playing it during his working hours. Like, what game was it? Probably Legend of Zelda, wasn't it? Something like that. I don't know. Let us know. If anyone else has any update on this particular news story and knows what he was playing, let me know. Let me know. I want to know. Anyway, let's get on to the third and final news story of the week. This episode's a bit shorter than usual. But it's kind of understandable because Rowan's not here or anything, so it's just a bit of a lonely episode. But anyway, story number 3 says, GitLab confirms it's removed Suyu, the new Nintendo Switch emulator. Let's read. GitLab has confirmed today that it has removed all traces of the new and upcoming Nintendo Switch emulator, Suyu, which had grand plans to resume where Yuzu left off. GitLab says that it's received a DMCA takedown notice for Suyu and subsequently complied. You would have to. GitLab also said that it has disabled the accounts of Suyu developers. Ooh. Quite a small little news story, but a bit hot. A bit of a hot topic. So, as we discussed, I think about 2 episodes ago, Nintendo has sued the emulator Yuzu, popular emulator Yuzu, $2.15 or was it $2.5 million in infringement charges because Yuzu basically emulates Nintendo Switch games on the PC or whatever it is for free, which is illegal. So it's understandable why Nintendo got so mad. And Nintendo have got a reputation for not taking these sort of things lightly. They hate anyone doing this with their games. But so Nintendo have sued Yuzu. Yuzu is no longer a thing, I don't think. They've learnt their lesson, hopefully. But I don't know why. Like, what is the obsession with emulating Switch games? Like, now there's another emulator has popped up, and they're like, right, we're going to be the next Yuzu. And then as soon as they try, Nintendo just slaps them in the face and says, no. Don't even think about it, boy. Don't even think about starting this. They've just been discontinued straight away. Like, I love how they were hoping to continue what Yuzu started, and it's quite a funny name, quite ironic. Suyu. It literally sounds like Suyu, as in sue. They're gonna get sued. Suyu. It's a bit of a middle finger. It's like a middle finger in the face of Nintendo. But Suyu and Yuzu, a bit of a interesting. What is it with emulator names, man? They're very weird. Yuzu, Suyu, what the fuck? But anyway, yeah, Suyu is, yeah, it's like a game of whack-a-mole, isn't it? Really, it popped up as soon, and it just disappeared as soon as it was recognised. You know, I didn't even hear about this until it was discontinued. So, yeah. To be fair, I don't think yeah, if you happen, I doubt this is the case, but if you happen to be a developer of an emulator listening to this podcast that emulates or is thinking of emulating Nintendo Switch games, stop right now, because you're going to be facing some serious issues. Because it even says here that the accounts of the Suyu developers, they've barely done anything. They've just tried to emulate Nintendo Switch, have been discontinued. Like their accounts have been banned. I don't know what that is on the Nintendo Switch. I don't know. So they can no longer take part in anything. It might as well be a criminal record. So yeah, Nintendo are not taking this lightly. Another emulator has been taken down. Nintendo are cracking down right now on emulators, it seems. A lot of emulators are getting hit, including the Dolphin emulator. That was smacked in the face by Nintendo. Yuzu, now Suyu. As soon as it started, it's been smacked straight down. The account holders of Suyu have been punished already. I mean, I understand why. Okay, right, Nintendo, these emulators shouldn't exist, okay? It's a bit shitty, really. Like, why can't you just buy the Nintendo Switch and buy the games? Like, why do you need to get an emulator? It's kind of fucked, you know, like, you wouldn't, it's just a bit pointless, you know? It is really just pointless. You know, you're just doing illegal activity, emulating a Switch game. So, just don't do it. Don't do it, mate. It's not worth it. Get a Switch, get a Nintendo game, get a Switch game on the Switch and play it as intended. Don't risk your entire fucking livelihood, because Nintendo are very savage when it comes to this sort of stuff. And right now, yeah, I can just see it. Nintendo have been just cracking right down on what's going on with this sort of stuff, with emulators. So emulators, watch out. And including that, in the last episode, we talked about another emulator that was emulating Pokémon game, DS games that wasn't even illegal, because it's like old DS games have been emulated on the phone. That emulator even pulled out. They discontinued the entire thing due to the fear of being sued, I think. And the guy chalked it up to having to spend time with his family, which was bullshit. You know, like, who stops their entire company just to spend time with their family? Very strange excuse. But I think we all know why. Because he knows that he could get sued. And Nintendo, they're being very vocal about what's going on right now. They're just taking down loads of emulators that have been discovered to be emulating Switch games. And to the point where emulators that are existing now that have not been hit yet are pulling out. They're like, no, we're not getting that happen. They're discontinuing. So stop using emulators, guys, on the Nintendo Switch. Get a Nintendo Switch and get the game. Otherwise, you're going to just, I don't know, it's just not worth it, mate. But yeah, I don't know what to say, really. Yep, Nintendo are cracking down. Emulators are getting taken down. Yeah, that's it. But anyway, before we head into your questions of the week, we're going to have a quick ad break, then we'll be back. So, ad break time.
Sorry to interrupt the episode. I'm Roan, the co-host of this podcast. If you're a regular listener to our podcast, you would know that me and Judah love to hear from our community. Every single week, we read out your comments and questions on the podcast. One viewer wrote in telling us how they found their wife directly through the popular 3DS game, Pokémon X. Bloody hell, you don't hear that every day. You can become that viewer by writing into our podcast email, jrsgaming135@gmail.com. That is jrsgaming135@gmail.com. I know all of you hate ads, so on with the show.
And we're back from the ad break. I'm just waiting for Rowan to say lovely ad. He always says that. He's like, oh, what a lovely ad. But there's no Rowan here today, so I'm going to have to say it for him. What a lovely ad. But anyway, question of the week, guys. I should probably point out that you can be that person at the end of each segment of the podcast that we read out your questions. You can be that very person by writing in a question or a comment or whatever you want to say to jrsgaming135@gmail.com. It's that simple. And the email is in our description. Please do send in emails. It keeps the podcast going. And we love reading out your questions on the podcast. But anyway, Natar has been that person this week, and they've sent in a question saying, hey guys, I have a Discord/complain question. Ooh. Do you ever get Discord graphic designers, he's put that in quotation mark, graphic designers, hitting you up on Discord, begging you for money to make your designs on YouTube, etc.? I've had a lot of them contact me when I politely decline, they still beg. Just wondered if you had the same problem. Natar from the Philippines. Yes, it's really funny that you've said this, Natar. And you've written in and just said this on the whole Discord sellers topic. It's basically, in my opinion, either scammers or literally like cold callers. We call them cold callers in the UK. So in the UK, you get salesmen knock on your door. They're like, "Excuse me, are you willing to buy our stuff?" Blah 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 blah. And they do exist on Discord. And Natar has very he's explained in this email exactly what they are. Graphic design people looking for money. I'm not entirely sold on the fact that they are actually graphic designers yet. I've never tried them out, but I've had a few rude ones or very annoying ones. Like, look, so I run a YouTube channel, I run a podcast. I do get my fair amount of Discord people hitting me up on Discord for all sorts of reasons, and a lot of them are actually graphic designers. So I'm very interested you've actually wrote in about this, because I had the exact same problem. Literally 2 days ago I had the exact same problem. They come across polite really first. So I had a graphic designer once. Let me explain about this graphic designer. I had a graphic designer hit me up once from a YouTube. I was in the YouTubers Hub Discord server, and he joined that server. He was in the same server. He sent me a friend request, and he was like, "Hey, how you doing?" You know, he sounded like a normal guy. So I was like, make friends. I was like, "Okay, how you doing?" Hit him back. He's like, "Yeah, I'm really good." And they come across really friendly at first. They come across as if they're just trying to make friends with you. They're trying to learn about you as a person. So, and they start to ask about my YouTube channel. They're like, "Oh, you got a YouTube channel, have you?" I'm like, "Yeah. Judas and Mo, blah 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 blah, run a podcast as well." And I, talk about my Discord server that I run and stuff. And then, like, these days, when people start to hit me up on Discord, I always get ready for the second part, which is, like, I'm always holding my breath. I'm like, right, you're now going to ask the question. And it nearly always happens. They say, "Oh, by the way, I'm a graphics designer, and by the way, you could use some graphic design. I do pricing, blah, 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 blah. Would you be happy to look at my designs?" And they're so... Look, don't get me wrong. Graphic designers exist. But these kind, if they're even real, I actually don't know if this is a scam or not. If these people are real, they're very annoying, some of them. Because, like, this person I had yesterday, he actually hit me up and was like, "Hey, how you doing?" I was like, this was literally 2 days ago, and I was like, I'm going good, how are you? The thing is, he in the past hit me up about graphic design, and I declined. And then he, only just 2 days ago, hit me up again, just asking how I was doing. So I was like, why not? I'll be friendly, I'll entertain with it. And then he said something quite interesting. He was like, we're such amazing friends, we're such close friends, I consider you as a close friend, he said. And I literally only met him, I only spoke to him once, for 5 seconds, so I don't know what the fuck he was talking about. But it was like, we're such close friends, I'm willing to give you a discount on graphic design. Would you be willing to look at my designs? I was like, here we go again, he's doing it again, he's promoting himself again. I was like, look, I said very politely, I'm fine. I said, I've got a graphics designer already, I'm not interested, thank you very much, thanks for the offer though. I was polite. And then he said something quite interesting. He was like, look, we're really good close friends. I'm begging you. He was like, I'm begging you. He was like, could you please give me a chance? I was like, what the fuck? I was like, I just declined, man. I was like, no. And then he sent me a message saying, look, like a bit more angry this time. He was like, look, I need to pay my monthly rent. I hardly have any money. Like, can you please just consider it? And I was like, what the flip? Like, I'm not the issue that you need to pay your monthly rent. Get a better job. To be quite frank, kindly fuck off. I don't give a shit about your monthly rent. That's not my problem. And number two, I'm not your close friend. So I don't know what you're on about, saying, oh, I've got to pay my monthly rent. You're my close friend. Pay me money. Give me money. It's basically just like that. And they just annoyed me to the point where I blocked them. I was like, get lost. Because no matter what I said, to say no. No matter how harsh, how kind I was, they'll always be like, no, you consider it. You know, so I do get your frustration there, Natal. I've had quite a lot of them. And they're very annoying, I'll be honest. I feel like if you're a graphic designer, you should work with an agency that puts you out to people that need graphic design. And you should have like a CV. You shouldn't be going around on Discord hitting random people up, begging them for money. Although, I do say that I actually did meet a person in my Twitch chat. She actually has like a certified Discord. She was on Discord for a long time. She actually followed me on Twitch, and she joined my community on Discord, and she was like, "Oh, I'm a graphic designer, by the way. Would you be willing to do things for me?" And I at first I said no, but we kind of became friends. Actually, she wasn't like the others. We actually became friends. We started talking about general things, and gosh, became friends. And then eventually, we actually discussed the graphic design stuff. She sent me emails saying, "Oh, this is what I do." She sent me proof and things, and I do trust her. And therefore, I'm probably going to give her a chance someday. I'm probably going to pay her to do some graphic design for my streaming and stuff. So that's one graphic designer I do trust. But the other ones, they're very strange. Like when they start saying, "You're my friend and we're going to, like, I need to pay my rent." Just don't buy it, man. They're just trying to get money. Like, if you need money that bad, get a better job. Like, pretty much. Like, don't go on Discord begging everyone to do, so you can draw them a fucking pig or something. I don't know. Just don't. Don't do it. And yeah, graphic designers, if you're listening to this, don't do it, please. It's so annoying. It is so annoying. So, Natar, it's funny you say that. It's mutual. We do get the same messages. And let us know, guys, have you got any funny stories from Discord? Any Discord funny stories to tell us in the podcast? We'll read it out on the next episode, because I love doing that sort of thing. I love hearing wacky and weird stories and things like that. But anyway, guys, that's the end of this episode. I'm sorry it was a shorter one than usual. I did my best. And sorry if I sound a bit shit. My nose is blocked. And I'm not in the best of moods because of my health. But I'm sure that next week I'll be with either Roan or Eli, or one of them, to continue this podcast. Hopefully Roan gets better soon. And this was Season 2, Episode 13. Sorry I didn't say it at the beginning. Please send in your questions and comments at jhoursgaming135@gmail.com. Please subscribe or follow us on whatever platform you're listening from. And leave us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or wherever you're listening from, as this will help us out greatly and get the podcast around. Our socials will be in the description below: our Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, website, and our Discord server. You can talk to me and Rowan and join our server. Until then, it's a goodbye from me.